Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Engineering Educators, engineering in an engineered way. Before start I would like to request you all like, share and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. I am Pritam. Today I will discuss Staff Selection Commission SSC JEE for Mechanical day of 29th January 2018 morning set part 3. In my previous video, I have covered up to question 70, so today I will start from 71. So let's start. In question 71, the ratio of inertia force to elastic force is known as Mach number. Option 3 will be the correct answer here. So let's see what is Mach number. It's denoted as capital M is equals to root over of force for inertia divide force for elastic force. It's the formula of Mach number actually. So option 3 will be the correct answer for 71. Let's proceed to next question 72. For handling non-viscous liquids, oils or chemical, we actually use positive displacement pump for non-viscous liquids or lubricating oils. So according to the option here, option 4, closed type impeller centrifugal pump will be the correct answer here. So let's proceed to next question 73. The body is said to be floating when, where W is weight of the body and F is the buoyant force. Let's see a body, suppose it's a body, it's a mass, it's floating on a fluid, whether it is liquid or any other fluid. So its weight is acting to downward direction, in the downward direction, and here as you all know buoyant force FB will act upward. So body to be floating in the within the fluid, so here you can easily see that buoyant force must be greater than W, that is weight, otherwise body will not float. So here option 3, W is less than FB will be the correct answer. So option 3 will be the correct answer for 73. Let's proceed to next question 74. A submerged body will be in stable equilibrium if the center of gravity is must be below the center of buoyancy. Otherwise, if the center of gravity above the center of buoyancy, then body will become unstable. So here option 1 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question 75. The discharge over the rectangular weir is equal to, it's a formula actually, discharge Q is equals to, here option A is the correct answer here, 2/3 CD, where CD is the coefficient of discharge, root over 2G into L into H to the power 3/2. Option A will be the correct answer for question 75. Let's come to question 76. The viscosity of liquid dash with increasing temperature. So remember, for liquid, as the temperature increases, viscosity will decrease, and for gases, as the temperature will increases, viscosity will also increase for gases. So here as they says about the liquid, so here with temperature viscosity will decrease. Option 1 will be the correct answer here for question 76. Let's proceed to next question 77. The pressure as the depth of the liquid increases. So first see the formula, P equals to, we know, rho G and H. So you can clearly see that for as the H will increase, that is depth will increase, the pressure also will increase for liquid. So here option 1 will be the correct answer for 77. Let's proceed to next question 78. The stability of a floating body depends upon, obviously, its metacentric height. Stability depends upon metacentric height. So here option 3 must be correct answer. So let's proceed to next question 79. In order to avoid separation in Venturi, the angle of divergence is equal to. So let's see. It's a Venturi, diagram of a Venturi. It's the portion of divergence portion. This is the divergent portion and this is the convergence portion. So here this angle is known as angle of divergence, that is if it is theta, so this angle must be equal to 5 to 7, within 5 to 7 range, otherwise here eddies will form and separation will occur. So let's proceed to next question, question 80. The head loss due to turbulence flow. The head loss due to turbulence head loss due to turbulence flows as compared to head loss due to laminar flow is, here option 3 will be the correct answer for that question. It's 320 times. As currently we don't have any explanation for that question, so we only know the answer for that question. It's as given by the examiner, it's 320. If you have some explanation or derivation for that particular question, please do comment in your comment section. So let's proceed to next question, 81. If the flow parameter change with time, it is known as unsteady flow. If the flow parameter change with time, it's known as unsteady flow, and if the flow parameter is not changing with time, then the flow must be say as steady flow. So for that question, here option 2 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. The coefficient of lift at stall point is, so first see who this question is related to aerodynamic. So here suppose it's a aerodynamic designed body for aircraft or aeroplane. So here velocity at the its upper surface is very smooth and lower surface is not that much smooth for flow. So in upper surface velocity is very high, but in lower surface velocity is low. So according to Bernoulli's principle, we know due to low velocity here pressure will be very high at the lower surface, and due to very high velocity here at the upper surface pressure will very low. So here you can easily see the difference in pressure in lower and upper surface. So that pressure at the lower surface will try to lift the body and it will flow on the air. Like this way aircraft operate. So now see here that inclination angle, that is called angle of attack, that angle is called angle of attack. If that angle increases, then up to a certain point the lift will occur, then after certain angle the lift will decrease. That certain point is actually known as coefficient of that certain point is actually known as stall point, which point coefficient of lift will maximum, after that coefficient of lift will decrease. So here option 1 will be the correct answer for that question. Let's come to next question, 83. Hydraulic jump is a phenomena occurring in its open channel. Option 3 will be the correct answer. Let's see a common example. Suppose it's a surface, and in that surface here some dam is situated. So your flow will gradually increase, and after the dam the height of the flow will decrease up to a certain critical limit. Then after that it will again jump and become stable. So this jump is known as hydraulic jump actually. So let's come to next question. Pelton wheel is a, it's a simple tangential flow turbine Pelton wheel. In case for a Kaplan, it will become then axial flow. For mixed flow, it's Francis turbine is one mixed flow type turbine. So for that question, option 1 will be the correct answer for 84. Let's proceed to next question, 85. The unit speed of turbine is equal to, so here here option A will be the correct answer. Option A. N by unit speed is equal to N by root h. H is the head. But if they ask for units, if they ask for specific speed, then here just, but here if they ask for specific speed of turbine, then you have to write that N root P divide h to the power 5 by 4. That is also a very important relation. Remember it also as well. So for that question, option A will be the correct answer for 85. Let's proceed to next question, 86. The flow within the boundary layer is, so flow, it's option 3 will be the correct answer. Laminar or turbulent? Let's see the boundary layer theory. Here, suppose it's a surface, very smooth surface, and here flow is flowing over the surface. So here first laminar layer will occur on the surface, then after completing certain distance, here up to that, here transition state will start, and after that transition state, here turbulent state will start after certain point. So it's laminar, it's transition, and it's turbulence flow. If the surface is very smooth, then within the turbulence flow, here some laminar sublayer will occur at that within the turbulence layer if the plate is very smooth. So that is actually the concept of layers, boundary layers. So here you can see laminar layers can also occur, here turbulence layer can also occur, transition also occur. So here option 3, either laminar or turbulence, will be the correct answer for boundary layer. So let's proceed to next question, 87. Consider the following statement regarding Bernoulli's theorem for fluid flow. So it's simply the assumptions of Bernoulli's theorem. First option, conservation of energy. Yes, Bernoulli's equation says about the conservation of energy. It's the basic outcome from Bernoulli's equation. Remember it. And steady flow assumption. Yes, Bernoulli's equation. It's the major assumption of Bernoulli's equation. Steady flow. Correct. Viscous? No. It must be. Assumption must be non-viscous. And incompressible flow? Yes, it's an incompressible flow. So here, except option 3. Sorry. So here you can see except option 3, which is wrong. All of the options are correct. So here option 1 will be the correct. 1, 2 and 4 will be the correct options here for 87. Let's proceed to next question, 88. Why is an air vessel used in an reciprocating pump? So just see some simple basic diagram. So if it is a reciprocating type of, here it will attach to a crank which will rotate and piston will move, and here some fluid will flow, here the valve, and here another valve at exit, and it's the inlet. So here you can see, as the reciprocating pump will reciprocate and flow will flow through the valve, and valve will open and flow will flow. But here due to those valves, the flow will not flow continuously. So here certain to make the flow continuous, here certain air vessel within the two valves, inlet and outlet valves, certain air vessel will apply here, which the pressure of the air, compressed air, will make sure the flow continuous. That is actually the working principle of those air vessels. So here option 1 will be the correct answer. To obtain a continuous supply of water at uniform rate, that is the main operation, functional operation of air vessel. in the reciprocating power. Let's proceed to next question 89. Consider the following statement pertaining to specific speed of turbo machines. So here see, the specific speed varies with shape of runner and other parts of the machine. Yes, it is correct. It's depend on specific speed, absolutely depends on the geometry. And let's see the option 2. Machine with high specific speed are limited to lower. As you know, specific speed, as I have discussed, that its formula is n root over p divide h to the power 5 by 4 for turbine. So you can easily see as the specific speed will vary, specific speed will be higher if the head is lower. So option 2 is also correct option. But option 3, specific speed is dimensionless and is independent of variation of type of fluid used. It's absolutely wrong. So here option 2, 1 and 2 will be the correct answer. So ultimately 2 will be the correct answer for 89. Let's proceed to next question 90. The velocity of water stream is being measured by L-shaped pitot tube and reading is 20 centimeter. Then what is the approximate value of velocity? So first of all, you have to know pitot tube is used to measure the velocity of any flowing fluid. So here let's see the velocity. So velocity in pitot tube we know V equals to C into root over 2 G and H. C is coefficient here. As we don't know coefficient here is not given, take it as 1. And rest of all everything we know, it's root over 2 into G. Value of G is 9.81 and H is 20 centimeters. So 20, so make it meter into 10 to the power minus 2. So ultimately we will get the answer 1.98 meter, which is almost equal to 2 meter per second. So option 2 will be the correct answer for 90. Let's proceed to next question 91. Which of the following water turbine maintains a high efficiency over a long range of the part load? Here Kaplan turbine and the Pelton turbine, that is axial flow turbine and its Pelton turbine is tangential flow turbine. Those are the correct answer. So option 2 is the correct answer here, 2 and 3. Let's proceed to next question 92. The component of velocity in a two-dimensional frictionless incompressible flow rate is U is given and V is also given. What are the approximate resultant total acceleration at the point 3, 2 and t equals to 2? So let's see. For acceleration at x direction is, we know d. So we know the formula. Acceleration at x direction is equals to u into du divide dx plus v into du divide dy plus du by dt. That is the formula. So after derivating u and du by dy and du by dt, ultimately we will find the value ax is equals to 9t plus 9x plus 2t. So just put the value of t and x. T is given 2 and x is 3, y is 2. So just put the value 9 into, so here 90 plus 2t, that is actually 11t. So 11 into 2 plus 9 into value of x is 3 is 3. So ultimately it will become 49. So now let's see value of ax at y direction. Acceleration in y direction is equals to dv dx plus v dv dy plus dv dt. That is the formula. After derivating dv and dx and dv and dy and dv and dt, ultimately we will get it's 3t square plus 9y plus 3, and by putting t equals to 2 and y as 2 as well, ultimately we will find that 33 will be the answer for AY. So now the resultant will become root over ax square plus ay square. So ax square is 49 square plus aoy square is 33 square. So it will become 59.07 or almost equal to 59. So option 3 is the correct answer here. Let's come to next question. Question 39. So here a centrifugal pumps needs 1,000 watt of power when operating at 1500 rpm. What is the power requirement if the speed of the pump is increased to 3000 rpm? So just see the formula. According to formula, we know power is proportional to cube of the speed. So ultimately we will get P2 divide P1 is equals to N2 divide N1. So this imply we can say ultimately P2 we have to calculate. So P2 equals to P1 N2 divide N1. So finally P1 is given 1000 watt. So 1000 into N2 and N1 is also given. It's 3000 divide 1500. So finally 8000 watt will be the ultimate answer for 93. It's option 4. Let's come to next question 94. The flow in which condition do not change with time at any point is known as, absolutely it's steady flow. Its parameter will not change with respect to time. Option 3 will be the correct answer. Let's next question. Uniform flow occurs when the magnitude as well as direction of the velocity do not change point to point. That is called uniform flow. So option 3 is the correct answer here. Next question 96. In a centrifugal pump casing, the flow of water leaving in the impeller is. So here remember, if the flow of water at the inlet of a centrifugal pump is a force vortex, but during leaving of the impeller it's a free vortex. Remember, it's a free vortex. Here pump work is not forcing the flow to out. Here it's out freely, so it's a free vortex during outlet. So here option 3 is the correct answer for 93, free vortex motion. Let's come to next question 97. The figure given below shows the curve between head H and flow Q for centrifugal pump impeller with different impeller vane exit angle. For the vane 90 degree the curve. So for easily, it's very easy. For 90 degree, it's option B is the correct curve. Option 2 will be the correct answer here. Here same question here, almost same question. For 98, the figure given in below shown the relationship between P and Q different vane exit at the angle of centrifugal pump. Curve A holds is here. Curve A. You can see curve A. This curve is less than 90 degree angle. Vane exit at less than 90 degree angle. Option 2 is the correct answer for that question. Let's proceed to next question 99. As you can see, specific speed of turbine. I have discussed the relation earlier. So it's option, so here option B is the correct answer. N root p divide h to the power 5 by 4. It's option 2 is the correct answer here. Option 2 is the correct answer for that question. So last and final question 100. If alpha is the angle of blade tip at outlet, then maximum hydraulic efficiency of an impulse turbine is. Here option 1 is the correct answer. It's a formula, remember, for maximum efficiency. It's equals to 1 plus cos alpha divide 2. So option 1 is the correct answer for that question. So thank you for today. Here I have completed the whole paper of 2018 29th January. So like, share and subscribe to our videos and channel, and if you like that video, please strike the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks again. Have a good day.